Can you see it? Nakatomi Plaza. Christmas party 1988. What's up? We're back. Another night of fun sports talk and then some. I am your host, John Marks. Delco Steve will be along in a second as there's a huge story to talk about here with Dollar Dogs being canceled by the Phillies. The town is in an uproar. I get a kick out of it. So I was on Crossing Broad, their Crossing Broadcast, which is Tuesdays and Thursdays, normally with Kevin Kincaid. Sometimes Kyle Pagan is on the show. Sometimes it's my man Russ Joy. Today it was both of them, but I came on at 12:30. I was previously scheduled to join the program long before the breaking news of Dollar Dog Day being gone. And they brought me on after Kyle, who is like the number one fan of Dollar Dog Night down at Citizens Bank Park. And I of all the offseason moves that the Phillies have made in recent years, this rivals right up there with Bryce Harper. I am so happy that they've done away with this Dollar Dog Night. Last year was embarrassing that, and I'm not even going to rip the fans, because if you continue to offer a $1 hot dog, you get college kids, or I don't even think it's just college kids, but you go down with a 20. Why not buy $20 worth of hot dogs, 20 hot dogs, and throw them around, especially if the game's boring, right? So I don't even blame the fans. I'm glad the Phillies are done with it, because I'm done with it. Dollar dogs suck. Those hot dogs on Dollar Dog Nights, because of the demand for them, you're lucky if you get one that's hot. I've been to plenty of Dollar Dog Nights over the years, and it's not like you're in somebody's backyard at a barbecue and they're grilling up hot dogs. And you're like, yeah, man, oh, yeah, look at that one over there. It's a little bit well done. Give me that one, right? You're getting a microwaved hot dog that doesn't taste good. What are we talking about here, right? So people can go and act like idiots and spend $20 and throw hot dogs around the stadium. I'm glad they're done with it. Totally glad they're done with it. Phillies made the right move. So now it's buy one, get one. So you spend $5, you get 2 hot dogs. All right, is that too much money? You got a $5 bill, you get 2 hot dogs. You really need more than 2 hot dogs out there. Thank God the Phillies canceled Dollar Dog Night. And they're doing the BOGO. BOGO, greater than sign, Dollar Dog Night. Period. I mean, the minute you start throwing stuff around the stands and people are getting ejected and it's getting national coverage because of it, it's not an atmosphere that people want to go down to. Yeah, it's fun for the idiots that are throwing hot dogs. But guess what? People aren't going to go to that game except the idiots that have hot dogs. So can they fill the stands with just idiots that want to throw hot dogs around the whole night? Maybe. So once the Phillies get bad again and they need the sales, you'll probably see Dollar Dog Nights back, or they used to do college night until the college kids would come down and got hammered and they caused a problem. I'll guarantee you that Delco Steve was probably very upset when word came down that Dollar Dog Night is dead. Is that correct, Delco Steve?
I'm indifferent. I think it's hilarious. I think it's dumb on their part. They probably made a lot more money with people throwing them all over the place.
Maybe, yeah. but is it enough to justify? You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, if they were losing that much money, you know what, Delco Steve? It would probably.
No, I think they were making money. I think this is a bad financial decision for sure.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that, like, how much money are they actually losing is my question.
And by not doing, how many did they do last year? Did they only do 2 last year? I know the number got limited last year.
Yes. I believe they only did 2, and they were early too. It was one in April, which caused all the problems, and one in May. And I think it was the first one that caused the problem. And then the second one, there was some other stuff that was going on. But
I don't know. I think you should just publicize it as a shenanigans event and just let everyone go haywire for the night. And then you would get all the hooligans out.
Yeah, I really just want to know how many actual people out there, not phony outrage or phony social media outrage, how many actual people care that they stopped Dollar Dog Night? So sorry, you can't go down and throw hot dogs around the stadium. I mean, what are we doing here? You're not allowed to stop court storming because they're college kids and they got to be able to charge the court that they can't do in any other venue. Right? Like the Kentucky Derby. What a great finish. Let's have 100,000 people storm the court and see what happens. So you're not allowed to say the college kids shouldn't be storming courts. And now you have to have dollar dogs so idiots can throw them around. That's what I mean. That's seriously, that's what we're talking about.
I just got a text from my date for tomorrow night saying one of them was a nurse's night last year and it was a great time. So she's upset about it.
So it was a good time. Well, listen, Steve.
According to her.
Listen, man, I'm no prude. All right. So
I know that.
I grew up in the 700 level. There's been, when I look back on it, there are a few instances where I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that was me. That I got so drunk in an Eagles game, or you know what I mean? Like, believe me, in my younger days, I was an idiot, a big idiot. But also, like, they shouldn't have allowed us in the 700 level to sneak bottles of booze in or to act the way that we acted in the 700 level. We evolve as a society. The Veterans Stadium shouldn't exist in the modern day. There's a reason why the 700 level doesn't exist anymore. All right?
So I like it better with simple and stupid, buddy.
Right.
That's screw evolving. Let's just keep it simple and stupid. Let's have fun.
Are people viewing on Twitter right now? People that are in the chat, are you able to view on Twitter right now? I got some people that are saying they can't see it on Twitter, and I can't see it because it's broadcasting from my. It says we're live.
Let me check.
We're live. We're hot. I can see it.
Yep. There I am.
Yep.
There we are.
All right. There it is. All right. Well, we are going to have a date preview because Delco Steve is going out on a date tomorrow night, so we're going to get the lowdown and the hoedown on that coming up. But I mean, in all seriousness, everybody with if there are any real people out there, and it's not a bit or a goof that actually cares. Now I get it, 27 years of having this promotion, and they're discontinuing it, but in part, it probably is because of the fan behavior. It also, they don't need it as much. This was big in the vet, or this was big when, and it lasted all the way through when the Phillies were really good, 07 through 2011. But like, I guess this time they're like, whatever, let's just end it. So listen, you think they're making a lot of money. So let's say that, so it's $1 or it's 2 for $5. Okay.
Do we know that's what it is now?
Yes.
2 for $5.
Well, they're going to do a buy one get one, so it's going to be a $5.
It's $5 for a hot dog now. Okay.
Yes. So you're going to get 2 for $5, right? So how much money is Aramark and the Phillies making off of each hot dog they sell for $1? Right.
A lot.
But how much? So are they better off from a financial standpoint as far as how much money you're making per unit to have people buy them for $2.50 each? Essentially, is what they'd be doing, or $1 each. You know what I mean? Right. Like you're
selling half the amount as it was on Dollar Dog Night. Then you're still making the same amount of money.
Yeah, you're still making the same amount of money without idiots throwing it around and without having. I mean, think about it.
You think these idiots aren't going to go out there and throw them around just to prove a point anyway?
Dude,
that's what's going to happen.
I knew people that bought 20 hot dogs. Just to have 20 hot dogs and to put on Instagram that they bought 20 hot dogs and to juggle them and then they were throwing them around.
Yep.
So, and then the employees, dude, and I'm telling you, have you ever enjoyed a hot dog at Citizens Bank Park? Have you actually went down? I've been to a ton of Phillies games. Have you ever had a good one other than when you can go out on one of the grills and they actually grill it over like over on the first base side or towards the outfield on that side?
The only hot dog I'm ever eating, period, is grilled. I will not eat a boiled hot dog or like the roller hot dogs.
Well, how about a microwave? They're microwave.
No.
Grilled. They're microwave.
Yeah,
those hot dogs. Because then when everybody's buying 20 of them, now they're scrambling because they're like, oh shit, we don't have any more hot dogs. So you get they throw 1,000 hot dogs in the microwave for 2 minutes and they put them on buns and hand them to you, and you bite it and they're cold on the inside. I'm out.
I'd rather starve.
And don't sleep on the roller dogs, man.
No, I'm out on the roller dog. I'm out on the roller dogs too. But I need a char, a crisp, and a black line on it.
But it does char it. Have you ever been to the 7-Eleven and you get the one hot dog that's been on there the longest on the roller? Or like a taquito or some of the other things that they have, and that sucker is shrunk.
I haven't eaten at a 7-Eleven since I was I don't know, a
A
freshman or
teenager?
sophomore in a college.
Yeah, me neither.
But
But
yeah,
I'm just
no.
saying, like, no,
I'm out on the roller. I'm out on the roller.
I've
There's
actually
you can't convince
rented
me otherwise.
I've rented a roller. I've rented a hot dog roller for a party before because I was getting something else from the place. And they're like, wow, for like $10, I can rent a hot dog roller. And dude, you just put them on like 2 hours before. And then it's like the set it and forget it from Ronco.
For
You
2
set it and
hours?
forget it.
You
Yeah.
would I ain't waiting 2 hours to eat a hot dog, dude.
Well, what I'm saying for a party, if you're having a party, you can. I'm not telling you that I'm like, yeah, what am I going to have for dinner? Hey, let me cook hot dogs for 2 hours. No, you
On
put
the
it on.
roller.
It's like a crock pot. You put it on the roller at a low temperature, and you bring it up to temperature and make it crispy. Hot dog, but anyway, the hot dogs down there suck.
Agreed.
Good hot
Yeah,
dogs.
I wouldn't waste $1 on it, that's for sure.
Oh, so what are we talking about here? I'm so
I would
glad
waste
this
a
hot.
dollar to throw. I would waste $1 to throw it at somebody.
I would too. That's what I'm saying. That's all people care about. They don't actually care about the actual hot dog.
Yeah, no. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like this is a bad business decision on their point. I don't know. I feel like you're not going to sell as many. I don't know.
April 2023, the game against the Marlins. That's where you had the pictures and the hot dogs being flung everywhere. And they had to delay the game because the hot dogs were on the field. And there was another one in April against the Mariners, same thing. Hot dogs on the field. You know, they had to, let's hang on a
It
second.
also doesn't happen that it doesn't help that you have the fanatics driving around shooting them like out of the cannon, and that just makes people want to throw them.
No, stop.
Come on,
You can differentiate between.
they're enticing you to throw the hot dogs. They
Okay,
want you to throw
fine.
the hot dogs so you go buy more hot dogs.
How about this? The fanatic can stop shooting hot dogs too. All right, we can stop that. They can put T-shirts in the T-shirt launcher and do that. All right. Thank God that this is.
I don't want a hot dog that's shot out of a cannon by the fanatic anyway. Let's be honest here.
No, that's what I'm saying.
The first thing I'm doing with that hot dog is pegging someone with it.
I'm telling you, when you think about going to a baseball game, you're thinking about a couple of different food items. Let's talk about Citizens Bank Park food items, right? The sundae in the helmet sundae
Yep.
is unbelievable. It's great. Every time I go down, I get a helmet sundae. I have upstairs. We use it as a little bowl. So, like especially my youngest, when I put a little bit of cereal in there for her with some milk, she gets the Phillies helmet to eat it out of. So yeah, we have like 9 of them up there because I save them as they put goldfish in there for snacks or whatever. So
Yeah,
I love the helmet
snacking tray.
The helmet sundaes. I love peanuts. You can bring them. You can bring them in. I mean, you should definitely bring some stuff in yourself if they even allow that. But like, what else do you really like to eat at the ballpark? And that's what the ballpark's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about good food. Bull's Barbecue, I loved. I used to love going to Bull's Barbecue. They had good stuff. The coleslaw, the baked beans, whatever kind of protein you were getting. I love Bull's Barbecue.
The weekend specials they've been doing the last couple of years have been like when they like do the broadcast of them. They've always looked good.
Yep. Yeah, they do. All right. So they condone it.
They do.
All right, but like, listen, if the Fanatics launching hot dogs, now you get a couple of buzzing 22-year-olds that are like, that's all you need. That's all you need. No, but seriously, what's the best food item to eat down at Citizens Bank Park?
No, I'm probably in that barbecue area.
So they have Manco and Manco pizza now. Problem is, if you get there at the wrong time, I'm not waiting an inning to get pizza from Manco and Manco.
I'm not waiting
Manco
for any
pizza.
I will anything that's the shortest line possible if I'm hungry is what I'm going for.
So they have the fried chicken place down there,
Federal
which is
Donut.
pretty good.
I go to that for every Flyers game.
Well, no, it's not that. It's Ryan Howard's involved in it. It's like Nashville hot chicken. I forget the name of the place, but I had a chicken sandwich there. Okay.
Well, I like the Federal Donut chicken sandwich.
It's good. Personally. I've had it. They have a Shake Shack that's by where we used to broadcast behind home plate, which is awesome. I love Shake Shack. Now you can't use the app and order ahead, which pisses me off because I don't want to have to wait in line. So it's not that they don't have good items. It's just when I'm talking about a baseball game, I want a good hot dog. You should be able to go and get a good hot dog, and that's not what you're getting down to Citizens Bank Park. So I'm out. I'm out on that. Anyway, well there you go. So they're going to revise the promotion in April. You get the BOGOs. So you buy one, get one, $5 regular price. You get the second for free. There's a limit of 4 hot dogs purchased, so you can buy 4 and get 8 total per transaction. So it's like getting takeout beer in Pennsylvania. You can only take out 190 ounces at once. So the same thing with the dollar dogs. You can only order 4, and then you get 8, and then you got to leave and then come back and purchase more. So if you want to be an idiot and throw hot dogs on the field, you just got to spend more money to do it. There you go.
Someone's going to do it. People are going to do it. You know it's going to happen.
I hope not.
I guarantee you there's a story the first game, the first BOGO.
Giant Super Pretzel's a good one. That's good because you just put it in the heated case, and then they just get all toasted up and warm and delicious. That's a good item. It is. Someone said you can only get 4. What I'm reading, Mike D, what I was reading right here was that it says, and I'm reading from USA Today, it says that now in the days of the revised promotion, both of which will be in April, fans may buy 1 hot dog at concession stands at the regular price of $5 and take the second for free. There'll also be a limit of 4 hot dogs purchased with the chance to take away 8 total per transaction. So there you go. So I believe me, I know it's been a tough day to be a Phillies fan that likes the dollar dog days, but they're dead.
I also don't understand why they're doing them both in the first month of the season. Like, why wouldn't they space them out a little bit?
Because their lowest ticket sales are in the first 2 months of the year before the kids get out of school. So weeknight April, May, they typically don't. They'll try to target a series with a bad opponent. Like if they're playing the Nationals in April, you can bet they're targeting that as a dollar dog night or something.
Sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Or something. All right. Well, there you go. Before we get on, so we talked about this briefly last night, but I didn't even realize that. Like it, I obviously knew that it was, but I hadn't looked at the Eagles' home and away teams. The end of the season was so disappointing. It was like I just needed to be like, I don't even want to think about this right now. But we have who they're playing home and away. But I wanted to give a shout out real fast to our sponsor, which is shopeverylittledetail.com. And check this out. All right, let me see if I can share this here. St. Patrick's Day is coming up. Do you do the Delco St. Patrick's bar crawl? What is it, like the leprechaun?
The Blarney bus.
The Blarney bus is Delco's. Good call.
So I haven't done it in a few years.
I used to do the Aaron Express every year when I lived in
Aaron Express. Yeah,
I lived in Parktown Place down in Fairmount by the Art Museum, and we used to have a party in our apartment. We'd have a St. Patrick's Day party. We would start it at 6 a.m. and we would, we'd kegs of Guinness and all this other shit. And then we would go on the Aaron Express. So we would do it on a Saturday when they had the Aaron Express. And then like people would be going out 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. It was awesome. But that was many, many years ago. But anyway, I still like to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. So you can see right now, my wife's got a ton of good stuff up there. Listen, if you're looking for something cool for your wife, you want to be a good husband or boyfriend, check this out. These are only $20 too. Lucky sweatshirt, Lucky Mama with the shamrocks, $20. Lucky Mama again. And this is the one I have right here, Delco Steve. Lucky in all black with the lettering. Lucky lettering. So there you go. And that's that. And then I have another one here before we move on. Let's stop sharing that. Then I have something else here. So tell me if you've seen this. Which is, we have this one right here. So if you're a Phillies fan, then you got to have this right here. That's the Phil's pass.
You showed us the other night. I've seen that.
Yeah, and she showed it. Well, and she also we sold a bunch of them after that.
Oh, really? So awesome.
Yeah,
they look great. I'm gonna have to pull one. I'm gonna have to grab one of them.
All right. Well,
I like a quarter zip.
All right, I'll get you one for working for free. So we have that, and then there's one more here that I wanted to. Actually, no. You know what it is? I think I emailed it. Anyway, it's crazy. You remember like I'm trying to think what it would have been from your generation, but like from my generation, people used to wear co-ed naked. If this makes sense, it'd be like co-ed naked lacrosse. It'd be t-shirts, co-ed naked lacrosse, co-ed naked, like football. It would be everything. And then Big Johnsons. So you would get like Big Johnson tennis or Big Johnson. It was like stupid 90s. It's so stupid. 90s stuff. So now what they use now, it's called In My Era. Have you seen any of these? I don't know why you would, but
No,
this is what like all the
I have
kids
no
are.
idea what you're talking about.
So and I thought I had sent this picture that my wife made a T-shirt that said, so like my kids had no fear. That's a good one, Tim. Thank you. No, you were probably a no fear guy, or are you
No
still
idea
too
what that
young for
is.
that?
I have no
No
idea
fear
what that
was
is.
this cheesy, it's like an apparel brand that it was like you have no fear,
Nah,
and all the tough
I
guys would
was
wear
a
it.
I was a Billabong guy back in the day.
All right, so like Billabong, but Billabong was, I guess, a little bit cooler than that. But
Quicksilver.
yeah, I had some Quicksilver stuff. Oh, so where were you shopping at the mall?
PacSun.
Exactly, Pacific somewhere. Oh man, I worked in a mall for a long time, man. Anytime we do any mall talk, I get very excited. It's awesome. So I'm trying to pull it up right now but it's yeah. So you get this. So it says in my, here it is. I have it up. I was trying to. Where is the picture? Yes, here it is. All right. So here it is. It says in my girl dad era. So what everybody does now is they say in
Yeah.
my lacrosse era, in my
Okay, got it.
softball era, in
Yeah,
my like
Taylor Swift.
in
You
my
know,
Taylor Swift era, and like whatever. And moms wear them too because it like, so this is the new no fear, no co-ed naked lacrosse. Like this is what all the kids are wearing. Not even that my wife's making, but like I went and I volunteered at my daughter's school for, they were doing something for gym class, and a bunch of parents came in and we volunteered, and all the kids are wearing all in my basketball era, so here's another one right here, in my girl dad era.
were you
So you
rocking
can,
this shirt?
no, it's not even for me. She made it for somebody, but that's what I said. I'm like, why don't you make it for me and then I can wear it
Yeah.
on the show and then people can. But anyway, yeah, I used to go to merry-go-round as well, Mickey. Yeah, was merry-go-round gone by the time you were around there, Delco
I
Steve?
don't. I don't even know what that is either.
Merry-go-round was I would say, an urban store in the mall that sold more urban type fashions. So
Okay.
early 90s, when I was wearing big baggy jeans and I was listening to rap music, you go to merry-go-round and you get the Z Cavaricis. Z Cavaricis were these terribly looking pants. Google it and see if you can't pull it up on the live stream. Z Cavaricis were these absolutely horrible looking pants, but every cool guy used to wear it back in the day, and they were expensive. I never owned a pair of Z Cavaricis, but I had a couple of IOU sweatshirts, a hoodie and a crew neck. For everybody out there that, was
What are they?
familiar with
What are they?
merry-go-round.
Jeans?
No, they weren't even really jeans, right? Weren't they just they're like weird looking pants?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
just typed in Z Cavarici and it came up jeans, and it's all women's jeans.
Yeah, I bet. No, but
Oh,
the
gross.
first one here, I have something right here. Let me pull it up. I can.
See.
Oh my! Well, yeah, I don't even know if this is a woman or not. They were like parachute pants,
Okay.
almost. A lot.
I know what that is at least.
Yeah, it's like MC Hammer used to wear the parachute pants. Here, let me.
Can we bring back parachute pants? They're comfy as hell.
Right there. All right, so these are like Z Cavaricis right here. Like that, totally ugly and really, really expensive. Really, really expensive. But I never got the Z Cavaricis. All right, a starter jacket. My man Bobby Bachman. Starter jackets. I had the Charlotte Hornets starter
I
jacket.
was wearing a starter jacket last week.
What are you wearing?
I was wearing the Fire starter jacket last week.
The original starter jacket?
No, but I know what a starter jacket is. That's what I'm saying. He's saying I've ever seen one. I was wearing one last week.
Well, the original starter jackets before. Like
I had one when I had one when I was a kid. I had an Eagles
Yeah.
one and a Flyers one when I was a kid. I have no idea what happened to them, but I had one.
Yep. And I worked at Steak and Hoagie Factory. 40s. It was a 40 store, bro. Cheesesteaks and hoagies till 2 a.m. Starter jackets. Cigarette machine. It's awesome.
A lot of hate on the parachute pants, man. They're comfy. I don't know.
No, man, these weren't cool at all. So that wasn't the Z Cavaricis people are saying. Anyway, these Z Cavaricis were terrible, and you would get so merry-go-round was where you would go if you wanted some urban type style in the mall, right? It was like a Pacific Somewheres for like if you were a skater type, or you know what I mean,
Which I couldn't skate. Or
a surfer. It was like surfer
or,
skater,
and I couldn't
type,
surf either.
Right. Yeah, nobody else could that went in there either, but it was like that's where you get Quicksilver and those type of styles was there. But I had a Charlotte Hornet starter jacket, and this was probably I got it in 92. 92. And I had it. It was at my parents' house, and my dad used to wear it when he would go outside and he would like shovel, or because it was really heavy, really warm. So when he would go outside to do like shoveling or yard work, he would wear my old starter jacket. So he was having these health issues, and he ends up going into sudden cardiac arrest. So he was outside like sweeping the deck, and he comes in and collapses, and he's got this Charlotte Hornets jacket on. So when
they cut it,
they cut it. Yep. No, they saved my dad's life.
I know.
So they cut it. So and by the way, sudden cardiac arrest is over 90% of the people that have it die. Because if it doesn't happen in a hospital setting, or if it doesn't happen in front of somebody that knows exactly what to do, which my mom did, it happened right in front of my mom. She called 911 and she gave him chest compressions until the paramedics arrived. They were there in like 4 minutes. They saved his life. They shocked his heart back on, and he lived. But yeah, they cut the Charlotte Hornets jacket because like when they take you to the emergency room, there's a bag and they put all your belongings in this bag. Yep. And I went to grab the bag for my mom, and there's the Charlotte Hornets
jacket. Get my jacket back.
Cut in half. So anyway, but
one of my dad's friends from when I was a kid, they played roller hockey. He was playing goalie. He took a puck to the neck, and they cut his beautiful John Van Beesbrook Panthers jersey in half. He was fine.
A Beezer? Oh man, you can't cut a Beezer.
It was a beautiful jersey. Oh my god, I was so mad.
Well, not a Richter? He's not wearing a Mike Richter jersey?
Nope, he was wearing a Florida Panthers John Van Beesbrook. Oh,
I was going to say it wasn't even I was thinking
it
wasn't
even a Flyers. It wasn't even Flyers or right now.
Man,
he was a huge Beezer fan.
No, you hockey people are weird. There, Steve.
Yes, we are. Yes.
All right. Well, let's talk about the Eagles for a second. All right. So just blindly not knowing the schedule that we'll go into. And we don't know where the schedule is going to fall. We just know their opponents both on the road and at home. Where does your head put you right now as far as this Eagles team? Where you think, because Howie's obviously going to change the roster a lot. So it's difficult to know what this team's going to look like when it's all said and done. But knowing what happened last year, knowing what Howie's like, where do you see this team next year?
So I think I said this last week. They're either going to start off and they're going to be back on track. They're going to be the team that we all expect them to be, or they're going to be the team that starts out 0-4 and it's going to be, what are we going to do next?
Right.
If we're going to play the exercise of going through the schedule and see what we think are wins and losses, I'm going to play it under the assumption that they're going to correct these issues.
All of them?
No, but I think they're going to where it's not going to be a train wreck to start the season.
So I'm going into it with the assumption of that I have a lot of questions about Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. And more about Nick Sirianni, but now it's not even his offense anymore. So what is he going to be doing? But something really rubbed me the wrong way about how they finished last year. And they can give Nick Sirianni A's all they want on the NFLPA survey, but something was rotten at the end of the season. And they have to correct that. And yes, X's and O's were a big problem. On defense, X's and O's were a big problem. Offense, it was pretty clear Brian Johnson and Nick Sirianni at least looked like they were in over their head those last 6-7 games. So I think that could be helped just with a new play caller and a new offensive coordinator. Still worried about the defense and still worried about really the dynamic of the team. So not going into the season negative, but certainly not feeling like I did after losing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, well, let's take a look at it. And actually had it here. All right, so let's do the home games first. And remember that this hasn't been announced yet, but it seems like all indications are the Browns game. So the Eagles have 9 home games this year because it's every other year. So they get 8 home games one year, they get 9 home games the following year. So their one of their home games this year is in Brazil. So while they'll be the home team, I would say it's not any home field advantage at all. So they really have 8 and 8, and they have the one international game. So, but home game opponents, you have the division: Giants, Cowboys, Commanders. The Panthers, that should be an easy win. The Browns in Brazil. I mean, who knows? Honestly, with Deshaun Watson being the starter, does it seem like that's going to work out in Cleveland with Deshaun Watson?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I already have a bet in for the Browns to win the Super Bowl.
Really? Now, is Joe Flacco back with him, or is it Deshaun Watson?
No, with Deshaun Watson. It was $25 to win like 2,500.
A lot.
Yeah, it was 50 to 1 or something like that.
Well, I mean,
I'm pulling it up right now.
I do like I like their defense, and there was times last year Deshaun Watson, especially in the second half of some games, looked really good. And I'm watching on Red Zone for the most part, right? But like he looked like he was turning a corner there, but still like he can't stay healthy. And Flacco came in and they were fine. They were good.
Well, they played last season with 5 starting quarterbacks, and that's what everyone thinks about. Like that's like, oh, that was their injury issues. They had a ton of injuries all over the place. They were on second, third string offensive linemen for the last 5-6 games of the season. So if they have, the regression of health success, then they probably can compete better.
All right, so let's assume that
they're going to split 50 to 1. I'll take my shot at that.
I mean, listen, if it ends up working out, you're going to be happy.
Yeah. It was $25 to win $12.50. I'll take my chances with that.
Okay, it's not bad. And you could buy it out early if you wanted to. If they gave you the offer, you could ride it out.
Yeah, if they're good, they're going to give me something.
All right, Delco Steve. Let's assume that they'll split with the Cowboys, and they'll win 3 of 4 from the other 2 teams. Can we do that?
With the Giants and the Commanders?
With the Giants and the Commanders. Because everybody always says, like, they're not losing to the Giants or the Commanders, and they end up losing to the Giants and the Commanders. Yeah. So they will be 4-2 in the division. All right. Can we agree on that? Like, that's fair. We're not saying 1 and 3. We're on 4-2 in the division. All right. They beat the Panthers 5. All right. So let's skip Browns. Falcons, they beat 6. Steelers, they should beat the Steelers 7.
Yeah, they should beat the Steelers, but what are they going to do? That's one of those. If the Steelers get a quarterback that can function, they have a great defense.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. Like with this team, who knows? Like, I don't have total confidence they'll beat any of these guys. But so let's just say they'll be favored against the Falcons. They'll be favored against the Steelers. They'll be favored in every game. They'll be favored against the Packers and the Jags.
The only games in this they potentially might not be favored in are Cowboys, depending on where they fall.
Cowboys
and Browns in Brazil, potentially.
You know what? That's interesting. I wonder
because it's going to be a neutral site line over.
That will be a very telling line on what Vegas is thinking about the Eagles this year. But
I think that'll be like a 1.5 either way.
And I want to see what people think in the comments here, both live and if you're watching this archive, comment on it on YouTube. But let's go with let's not do glass half full, glass half empty. Let's go right down the middle. So let's be objective. So we said 4-2 in the division. Let's say they lose 2 games of those other ones, 1 game. They're not losing to the Panthers. They're not losing to the Falcons.
What happens if Dave Canales makes Bryce Young Baker Mayfield from this year? Bryce Young's got more talent than Baker Mayfield.
So, but let's just say they beat the Panthers, they beat the Falcons, and then of the Steelers, Packers, and Jags, 2-2 or 3-1 in those games, they are home games.
I think the Packers are going to be one of the better teams in the NFC this year.
Listen, I picked the Packers to make the playoffs last year. I thought that I like their talent a lot. Jordan Love looks good. I would say not consistent enough.
A lot of people are going to say the Packers are going to win their division this year
because the Lions coming off a little bit of a hangover first place schedule.
They're going to lose. They're going to lose some players. Obviously, you know how that goes.
So can we agree 6-3 at home? Is that? I mean, that's more than fair, right? If they lose 2
Well,
games in the
I'm just
division,
gonna assume these. I'm just gonna say these division wins are these division games are the ones we win, and if we lose on the road. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially lose the Browns.
6-3, and they could be 7-2, right? Like I think six and
Yeah,
three is very down the middle. It's not being overly optimistic. It's not being pessimistic. 6-3 to me is
I
fair.
think you lose at least 2 of Steelers, Packers, Browns.
Okay, so you're saying 5-4.
No. I'm saying for the division games, I'm going to say these are all wins since they're home. And if we're going to lose division games, we're going to lose them on the road. So we'd win Giants, Cowboys, Commanders, Panthers, Falcons, Jags, and then you're losing 2 out of 3 to the Browns, Steelers,
So
Packers,
you're saying
Panthers, all
7-2.
three.
You go 7
7
and
and
2.
2 or 6 and 3. 7 or 2
All
or
right.
6 and 3.
Well, you go 7-2. I go 6-3. Let's look at the away opponents here. So you have the division: Giants, Cowboys, Commanders, and then you have the Ravens, Saints, Bucks, Bengals, and Rams. All right, so we already said
I got a lot of losses.
okay. So let's go. So I said 4-2 in the division. So that would mean that I think they're losing to the
Right.
Giants or the Commanders and the Cowboys. So I think they're winning one of these away games.
Right. So one of the first 3 with that. They probably lose the Ravens.
Yes,
New Orleans is a tough place to play.
correct.
I don't like their coaching situation or what their dynamic of players, but New Orleans.
Yeah,
is
I don't like them at all, but they could beat you.
Yeah, it's just one of those stupid things. Bucks, they should beat, but we love going to Tampa and losing. And Bengals, Burrow's going to be back. They're going to be one of the best teams in the league.
Bengals loss, Rams loss. So I'm
Yep.
just going to go. I'm going to go straight down the middle. Depending on where the games fall, you may be
1, 2.
you may be favored. You may not be favored. If it's towards the end of the year and the Eagles are really good and the Bengals or the Rams aren't as good, then you may be favored in that game. But I'm not being optimistic. I'm being right down the middle. Lost the Ravens, beat the Saints, beat the Bucks, lose Bengals and Rams.
Yeah, I'm at like 3 and 5.
So I'm giving them 2 losses, 3 losses, 4 losses. Yeah, 3 and 5. So
That's bad.
9 and 8. Ah,
That's bad.
Oh, but you have them at 10 and 7.
Yeah.
Okay,
But it could go. Yeah. Do you think the Cowboys aren't going 11 and 6?
Yep, I do. But remember, Cowboys won in the division last year. It means they're not winning in the division this year. Right? 2004, last time that somebody's won back-to-back divisions.
No champions in the NFC East.
Yep.
That's an insane stat at this point in time. The fact that that's still going.
Yeah. They did beat Tampa, LOL. Do you not recall the playoff game down there?
Yeah, he's talking about week 3, Monday night.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. That's not the one I remember, though.
That's not the one I care about. How about that?
And I wonder if Baker is back in Tampa. They'd be smart not to sign him long term or give him a bigger contract.
What are they going to do?
Well, but why? But what are you going to win with Baker Mayfield? That's a loser mentality franchise of signing Baker Mayfield to more than a year or whatever. I'd rather not have a quarterback than have a quarterback I know you can't win a Super Bowl with. I'd rather not have a quarterback and then find the quarterback that can lead the team. That's just me, right? Like the Bucs have won Super Bowls or Super Bowl. Yeah, they've won Super Bowls recently, so it's not like they should be desperate.
They have won 5 years ago, 6 years, or
loser franchises like the Saints get Derek Carr. That's a loser franchise. Gets Derek Carr. The Falcons know they don't have a quarterback to win, but they have to have somebody under center.
I don't think Derek Carr. I think the coaching is the problem, and more so than Derek. I'm not saying Derek Carr is the answer by any means, but if you had Derek Carr with, Sean Payton still, I would say, I'm not saying
he's never won a playoff game. You could put him with Bill Belichick or whoever.
I don't know. Derek Allen is or whatever. Dennis Allen is a terrible.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the fact that he gets another year, it's like, all right, so you're waiting until next year to fire him because you feel like you have to give him another year.
And the Saints just restructured Carr's contract, so they're probably going to be stuck to him for another year.
Who's about to load up? The Eagles? Because if you're talking about the Saints are like $60 million over the cap.
They
They're
do the
always
same
in
thing
salary
every
cap.
year. They do the
Every
same
year,
thing
man.
every year. They just restructure every veteran's contract every year, and then they start over.
And Michael Richmond says that with everything dysfunction and the defense, and they still managed to win 10 games. Like, I don't think they're going to finish 9-8. I go down the schedule and I get 9 kind of blindly without thinking about it much. I still think this is a 10 or 11 win team without actually going through the schedule. Now we'll see what happens once they get through free agency, through the draft, and the schedule comes out. Then I will absolutely maybe look at it differently.
That's definitely going to change the dynamic of how we view these records, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
You get 3 road games in a row, and the third road game is, the Commanders. That could potentially be a loss that we scheduled as a win.
And and you also will look at the Falcons differently if they have Justin Fields, right? So
definitely.
Yeah, like things obviously can change, just like things can change with the Eagles. So we will we'll see. But I mean, I think they're right where they should be. If you look at Vegas odds, I don't know what it says. You're a FanDuel guy. I'm a Bet Parks guy. I haven't checked the Super Bowl odds, but the odds are pretty much right where they are. They still NFL odds. Let me see if my man Jimmy Shapiro put something out there. Yeah, but
I got
you
Eagles at 17-1. They're the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th best.
Yeah, that's right where they should be.
Yeah, they're behind Niners, Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, Cowboys, Lions, Bengals.
That's right where they should be. Actually, I think that's being generous.
I think that's very generous, actually.
Yeah, the odds makers are saying that they expect the Eagles to still be a playoff team next year, as do I.
Browns are already down to 40-1, and I got them at 50-1. I already made a good bet.
So you moved the line. Your $25 probably shifted the line. They're like, whoa!
It was a free $25 too. It wasn't even a real $25.
Steve, I'm going to get you a T-shirt. Someone recommended it. In my Delco era, instead of in my lacrosse era. Can we mass market in my Delco era? I would wear that.
I would cry.
Yeah. So, who's your favorite Brown of all time? You do seem to be a pretty big Browns fan.
Peyton Hillis.
Peyton Hillis.
Yeah.
Didn't he almost drown?
Yep, he saved his kids out of the water.
And he was drowned. Yeah, like how scary is that? Oh my god.
He was a Madden cover athlete, man. How do you not love Peyton Hillis?
Because he sucked. I don't know.
He did suck.
Yeah, is it good? Was he good for a year or not?
He was good for like 2. He ran 2 years in a row that got him into the Madden cover, and then that was about it.
Right. He's he was like the next coming of Mike Allstott. Peyton Hillis.
Mike Allstott was the man.
All right. So in 2010, Peyton Hillis ran for 1,177 yards, 11 touchdowns. What was his yards per carry? Why is this so? The Pro Football Reference website is such crap. 4.4 yards a carry. So it's not like he had over 5 yards a carry. They used him a lot, and then he couldn't stay healthy after that.
Yeah,
and I actually remember that he couldn't stay healthy
after that.
He was a beast. Well, he took on a ton of contact. He's too damn big.
Oh, he's a monster.
Yeah, I don't care how big you are. If you're that big, you're a bigger target. And these players,
they just chop you out at the knees, man.
Yep. No Webster Slaughter. They're Delco Steve. He was an 80s receiver when Bernie Kosar was.
Yep. I know exactly who that is because I was born in 91.
That's awesome. I like the Browns. I would like for the Browns.
Give me Channing Frye.
Channing Frye.
No, that was
a basketball player.
Who was the quarterback that they've had that went to the Browns too? Wasn't it a Frye as well?
You talking about Brady Quinn?
No, Brady Quinn was a Brown.
At one point he was. I don't know who you're talking about. Hell with Brady Quinn.
I'll figure it out.
All right, well, you Google it.
I'm going.
All right, so Delco Steve will not be with us tomorrow night because he is going out on a hot date, and his date may be watching right now. She's turning to her listener of the program.
She's watching. She's chiming in. She's telling me my Browns bet is stupid. She's texting me telling me my Browns bet is stupid.
Well, I mean,
It's
when
a
you look
shot.
at,
It's a shot in the dark.
but let's go back. Let's go back over the last couple Super Bowl winners. Obviously, you have the Chiefs the last 2 years, and that's not a
Kyle
that's
Orton. That's what I was
former Cowboy Kyle Orton. Remember, he
pretty
started
sure
for
he
the
was there.
Cowboys at one point.
Oh, he was never on the Browns. I'm just making
You know,
shit up at this
who
point
are you
now.
talking about? Are you
I
talking
don't
about
know.
Derek Anderson?
I have no idea.
I think you're talking about Derek Anderson.
Killed too many brain cells. Whatever.
Well, I'm sure you did. And you got the hair out tonight, which is
Yeah, I just got a fresh cut today.
So is that why you have it?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I didn't realize it was that short on the side. So turn around, let me see the back. I can see you have a date tomorrow night.
No, we're not doing a full 360 spin here, buddy. No.
So you have a date tomorrow night, so you make sure you get the freshie.
Yeah, it had to be.
All right.
It's been a while. I haven't got a haircut since December.
It's been a while for
I
me
used to
too.
I used to be a 3-week guy.
I'm a 3-week guy, but it's been longer than 3 weeks. Yep. Agreed. All right. So what's the have you agreed on plans of what you guys are going to do, or is this
I made reservations on Monday. We're going to Barcelona wine bar down in South Philly.
Ooh, Barcelona.
Have you ever been?
Wine bar? No, of course not.
Oh, you're missing out. It's a good time.
Yeah,
Sweet spot.
So it's on Passyunk. I figured that's where it was. Yeah. If the food was free, I wouldn't go down there. I live too far away. It's
a tapas place. It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of good Google reviews. I went to Sampan.
Good environment. It's a good environment.
The last tapas place I went to was Sampan. Have you been in there?
No, I haven't, but I've heard great things though.
It's really good. Yeah,
I've heard really great things.
All right, well there you go. Yeah, Barcelona wine bar.
That's the only thing that's on the docket, but I'm sure we'll figure out some other things to do.
Extensive array of Spanish-centric small plates and wine with an outdoor patio. Oh, but you won't want to be outside. The weather's not supposed to be nice tomorrow night.
No, we will not be sitting outside. She's a little pansy in the cold anyway.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go. Well, all right. Well, listen, I expect a full report on Monday.
Oh, yeah. We'll have a full report on Monday. I know the people want to know.
And all right, so now, are you the type to show up with flowers? Or are you picking her up at her place?
We haven't figured out exactly what that plan is yet. No, I don't even know. I don't even know if she's a flower type person anyway. So
no.
Yeah, we haven't had that discussion yet.
You're not gonna go to Acme and pick up some roses?
Yeah, some curbside roses. She likes Sour Patch Kids. I'll just get her a box of them.
Ooh, all right. Well, I have a ton of those things in my house, but it's not worth driving all the way up here. I don't allow my children. I don't allow my children to eat that type of candy because it's just sugar. If they want chocolate or Reese's and stuff like that, that's actually real filling candy, then they can have it. But I don't allow. Like my daughter was refusing to go to school yesterday because I wouldn't allow her to take Starburst in her lunch. And I'm like, no, like I gotta brush your teeth as soon as you have one of those Starbursts. Like you can have it when you get home so I can brush your teeth. You're not having a Starburst with lunch. So she's like, I'm not going to school. And I'm like, yeah, you're going to school. Like I'll drag you in front of your friends right up to that door. You better get your butt in the car right now.
That might be my new favorite excuse to not go to school.
Yeah,
she wouldn't let me have Starburst.
She was so mad because she's like, yes. And I'm like, no. Like, why ask me if I'm going to say no? Like, no. Like, go get a Reese's or something. You still have your Valentine's Day candy. Go get a Reese's. Go get a Twix. You have anything, but you're not taking Skittles. You're not taking Starburst.
I have a drawer full of mini Reese's in my fridge right now. I love them.
Oh man,
they're so good cold. They're so good cold.
They're so good no matter what.
There's that too, but
my absolute kryptonite and the eggs. You know the Easter eggs that they have.
They're so much better.
They're different. There's more peanut butter. It's different. It's a different cup.
Yep, I agree.
Oh, they're so much better.
The chocolate peanut butter ratio is a little bit different.
So I'm diabetic, and sometimes in the middle of the night, I get lows. My sugar goes low. So I have to go downstairs to eat something. And there's something in your body when you're low to where you want to pound food. Like I've eaten almost a full loaf of bread and peanut butter and jelly before when my sugar was really low. So God forbid I have any of these Reese's. I'll eat like 5,000 calories of Reese's if I go down the middle of the night with a sugar low. So look out. That's why I don't want any of that in my house.
Do you have stock in Reese's?
No, it's the best thing ever. It really is the best candy bar. Not even considered a candy bar. It's its own separate entity. It's its own separate category. The Reese's.
Yeah,
It's
I would agree with
delicious.
that.
All
Kit
right,
Kat would
so
probably be my only other competition.
listen, Kit Kats are delicious. I'm not going to argue with you on a Kit Kat.
I love Kit Kats.
And I like a Twix too.
I gotta be in
Twixes
the
are
mood
good.
for a Twix. I gotta be in the mood for a Twix.
So, and I'll eat these two candy bars only once a year, and it's at Halloween. Milky Way and Three Musketeers. I would never go you would never find me in a Delco Wawa, and I'm like,
buying one,
buying a Milky Way or a Three Musketeers.
I agree with that.
When you get the minis or you get them around, they taste good too.
The Milky Way is like, if it ends up in my house, I'm gonna demolish it, but I'm never gonna buy it.
Yeah, it's really good. I don't know why the Milky Ways are really good, but I don't know why I never even consider it. You know what? I'll say this. I enjoy a Milky Way more than a Snickers these days.
Oh, I hate Snickers. I don't like peanuts.
Yeah.
I'm not a nuts guy.
Really? You don't like nuts?
Not a nuts guy.
I mean, I like Snickers. I just like Snickers. I don't know. Does Snickers jump the shark? Is that possible?
Probably not. For me, definitely. No. But on a regular people scale, no, probably not.
Not a bad idea for Vince here, Steve. Rather than take an Uber or worry about having a glass of wine too much, we could get Herb to take you guys out and be your driver.
I would never get another date with her again if Herb was our driver.
Are you sure? Does she know who Herb is?
Yeah. She's not a fan of Herb. She is definitely not a fan of Herb.
No? Oh. No. Oh my God. Herb's amazing. Goldenberg peanut chews. I'm out.
Out.
Christmas tree Reese's are like the Easter Reese's.
They're the same thing, yeah. She just texted me no.
No Herb driving you guys?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't want.
He scares me.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
I'm telling you, I could make, and I need money these days. I could make money off of Herb. It's just something would happen and I would get sued, which I don't want. I could rent Herb out on the weekends. I know he could.
Oh, yes. He's a clown.
Uh-oh. Man, who doesn't love Herb? It's a great point. I don't know. It is un-American. Not everybody agrees, though. Herb actually was texting me tonight. I haven't heard from him in a while. Well, I didn't respond back to his last text that he sent me, which was, he said he won $25 for best caller on 2 to 6. So I guess at WIP Afternoons had like best caller and $25 gift card or whatever. Drum up some phone calls. And Herb won, which is not surprising. So he texted me today, 6:33 p.m. Umpire Catholic League plus join up tomorrow. Which I don't. So I said, "Are you umping?" And he said, "Soon." So I guess Herb used to be an umpire in the Catholic League, and in particular, he's well known as a Northeast Philly umpire. Herb, and
a bunch of Ryan games is what we're talking about.
I've been out on many occasions actually, and I've had people come up to me and say, "He sure would." Or her younger sister. Herb's already on the record as saying that he would date an 18-year-old.
Yeah, that's a no for me, dog.
Oh, so are they doing the morning show side topic on a regular basis? These days? That wasn't something that I really enjoyed doing, side topic, but listen. So Herb certainly would be a lot of fun to hang out with. But anyway, yeah, so he's knows I've had people come up to me before and be like, "Hey, I used to be on Herb's baseball team that he talks about," because Herb was on some type of semi-pro team, and Herb was kind of like the mascot of the team. He talks a big game for like playing and stuff, but really he was the third catcher on the team, and they only play one catcher. That makes sense.
There's no way that guy ever got into a catching position. Well, Maybe. I don't know.
Well, back in the day, he was in much better shape than he is right now. All right,
I don't believe it.
listen, I would end with this. Let me see here. Oh, so on some Tuesdays and Thursdays, Delco Steve. So I have a two. Actually, she's more than 2.5 years old now. She'll be 3 in July, and then I have a first and a second grader. So they're off at school, but my sister-in-law has 3 under 3.
Oh,
So she has like
that's a
just
lot.
like a 3-year-old, and then I think they're 15 months apart, so not quite 2, and then the baby's 5 months old, I think. And like they live in she teaches in Delaware County. They live kind of near us in Collegeville. So like my mother-in-law and father-in-law are watching them during the week, but they can't do 5 days. It's too much. Right?
Yep.
So like one of the arrangements is like, hey, can you take them once a week if need be, or twice a week if need be? So it's like, absolutely, they're my nieces, of course. But it also means that I have 4 children under 3 that are running around the house, and my wife's like making t-shirts some of the time, so I'm taking care of 4
You're the
children under 3.
sole
Yes.
dictator.
And by the way, I'm very good at it. I can feed them all at once. I give the baby the bottle. I'm a master baby burper after the bottle. They
Okay.
never spit up on me. I know how many ounces to give them to where they're not going to like have too much and throw up. I'm very good at getting the burp. I'm expert at getting the burp out of the baby.
Never would have thought this would be your special skill.
And here's the other thing. Like I want the bit. Like I'm like, give me the baby. Like let me feed the baby. I love giving her the bottle, because it's like something that you miss you black out when you have the kids, because like it's everything that you do, you don't really remember it. But I love babies. If I wasn't so old, I would have another child, but I'm too old for it. So anyway, so I have 4 children under 3 that are over at my house probably once a week, maybe every other week, but they were here today. And here's what you need to know about the modern 2-year-old, Delco Steve, that they know how to use Alexa. I mean, if you think
Alexa,
about it,
play Taylor Swift. Oh wait, shit! Don't do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like if I was to do it, the viewers right now may actually have. See?
Oh my God, it's doing it.
That's what I'm saying. You can't do it. So they'll be like, they'll say the name and say, play
Stop.
Kids Bop. So Bella, my youngest, she'll say, blank, play Kids Bop, and they know, like, they'll say next. I mean, Sophie's not even, my niece isn't even 2, and she can get Alexa to work. It's unbelievable. And they know it. They just go right up to it. They're like, play, boom. And, sometimes it works. And the other thing, they know how to use the remote too. They turn on and then they'll try talking into the remote. Alexa, read Herb's Wikipedia page. Does he have one?
Now that's something we should create if he doesn't.
I need one.
You probably have one.
I don't. Not Herb Adderley. I do not Herb Denenberg. I do not have a Wikipedia page. People have tried adding me to my high school notable alumni, but because I don't have a Wikipedia page, it automatically deletes it. And then my wife said, "Why don't we create one?" And I said, "Nah, that's all right." She's already unhappy with the amount of.
I was going to say, you already give out too much personal information.
Yeah, like if you Google, she'll Google her like John Mark's wife, and then there's a bunch of stuff that comes up about like our kids and their full names and when they were. Some of the information isn't correct, but when they were born and stuff, and she's like creeped out about it. And I'm like, listen, like when we had our babies, I put it out on Instagram. It was like a birth announcement, like, please welcome blah 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 into the world. And like whatever nut out there puts it out there that wants to do some type of profile on me, and then now it's out there. So like, what am I gonna do? I mean, I get it. But I also don't want to, like, I love my kids. I love posting stuff with them online or whatever. Like, that's my life. But like, I also don't, like, I understand the other side of it, which is, you don't want to put your kids out there and you get weirdos or creeps that are like stalking you or whatever. So anyway, but yeah, so that's what 2-year-olds are doing these days, Delco Steve.
They're programming too smart Alexa for their own good.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, think about it. Their whole life is on demand. Any song that they want. I used to, dude. In high school when I was in ninth grade, I used to listen to Power 99, their top 5 at 9 or whatever it was, and I used to have to record cassette tapes on cassette tapes to get the songs that I liked, and I made a mix. You'd make a mix on a cassette
Yep.
tape, and
I
like so
I
that's what
made
I did
cassette
for you.
mixtapes.
You did?
Yeah, I had a little radio thing that I would burn songs off of CDs onto a onto a cassette tape to make mixed cassette tapes.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Look at you. You're an old soul. Yeah,
Yep.
the creeps in San Francisco were saying that I wasn't getting enough attention from my wife or something like that. Like, dude, screw you. Anyway. All right, well, there you go.
Yeah, I was
So
too busy
look,
trying to get the parental code on the TV back in the day so I could watch whatever I wanted to watch. And now
go
these kids can
to
just get whatever they want.
whatever they want. So you know what my oldest was watching the other day? So do you know the show Bluey? You may not know the show Bluey. It's,
I
the
know it, but
children.
I've never I know what it is, but I've never watched it.
So and I feel like the parent and the dad that when they used to talk about like, hey, do you know about this? And I'm like, how would I know about this? I don't have any kids. Now I know about everything that the kids have.
Yeah. Yeah, I have
But
a lot of friends with kids, so I know all these stupid little things now.
right. So but Bluey is a really, really cute show. And I often, if I pay too close attention to it, it'll have me tearing up. Yeah, I cry.
You're crying over Bluey?
I cry. Yes, it's so I cried over an episode of Leave It to Beaver one time, like semi recently. Do you know Leave It to Beaver?
Yeah, I know Leave It to Beaver.
So the episode was Wally and the Beav were trying to take their savings out of their bank account because they were trying to buy this special jacket for their dad and for Hugh, not Hugh Beaumont. What is his name?
I can't help you.
How am I blanking on? Why? Like I know the actors' names. How can I not? For Ward Cleaver, and so they were trying to like as a secret. And Ward got very angry at them because he thought they were trying to take the money out of their bank to frivolously spend it on there, and they didn't say what they were trying to do, and they took all his crap, and he yelled at him and screamed at him or whatever, and then they went down and they got the jacket, and like the man from the shop delivered it to him, and Ward was like, oh. And it was just a beautiful moment to where he realized his kids were like, wow, like that was really like they were trying to do special for their dad. And he was trying to do the right thing because the lesson is don't waste your money, and like you save your money or whatever. Don't buy it on nothing. So, but they were wanting to get something for their dad. And it's like, it made me tear up watching it, made me very emotional. So Bluey, sometimes the same things will happen. Yeah, the Ward was hard on the Beav. I agree with you. But they should have been. I mean, Jerry Mathers. You ever see what Jerry Mathers looks like as an adult? They should have been harder on him. God, no. He didn't turn into Leonardo DiCaprio. That's for sure. Well, sometimes when they cast these child actors, they don't go on to do these great things. They're just always the Beav.
So like, I think about that with the kid 2 days in a row with 2.5 Men references. But the kid from 2.5 Men, he was a train wreck when he became an adult.
Yeah, like what's Tool Time? What's the Home Improvement? What do those kids ever do from Home Improvement? Like sometimes they do meth, you know what I mean? Like the Full House.
Shia LaBeouf, he went nuts.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. The not Home Alone because someone just put Home Alone up there. The what's his name? From Full House, the big breasted. Oh. Like she got into meth and stuff. Now she recovered or whatever her name was. But she got into meth. She went down the wrong road.
I feel like there's a couple guys that from like Boy Meets World that probably would have.
Jodie Ann Sweetie. Oh yeah, that would be. But I didn't see. I never watched that show. That was
I wasn't like full on into it. But
no, but that was the generation after. Like that was the generation after. Like I was the Family Matters. Full House. What else would have been during that era? Yeah, like that came along longer in the 90s. Yeah, Different Strokes was my jam right there. Yeah, like Home Alone. I could cry at Home Alone, dude. I'm telling you, I can cry all the time. I'm not even kidding. I can watch TV and pretty much cry on demand if the right show comes up. I was crying at Little Giants, and I had to leave the room so my wife didn't see me. you remember Little Giants?
Not well.
I hadn't seen it in years. We like my
I'm,
wife's like,
I'm
I think
definitely.
they'll like it.
I'm not opposed to a good cry over a movie or a
All right.
show. I'm,
Well,
I'm
good.
with you on that.
Yes,
I
Perfect
won't. I won't.
Strangers.
I won't. I'll make fun of you for crying over Bluey, but I'm not gonna make fun of you for being a crier in general.
No, yeah, you can make fun of me. It's all right. All right. Well, listen, have fun tomorrow night, man. I can't.
Oh, it's
Are
gonna
you
be a
gonna
blast. Can't wait.
Are you gonna chronicle it on social media? Can
Yeah.
you tweet out stuff because people are just they're dying
I'll set.
for you to
I'll
use your
put out.
Twitter.
I'll put out a story of something.
Can you
Like,
put out
I'll
a
give you.
story on
I'll
Instagram?
put out. I'll put out a story teaser or something.
Oh man, that means you got to follow him.
Yeah.
sgallo33.
I'll give you
Follow
guys
him on
the vision
Instagram.
of the ambiance.
Oh, I can't wait. All right. Well, listen, dude, have fun.
I appreciate you, brother.
All right, at John Marks Media, we're live, we're hot every weeknight at 9 p.m. Mike Gill actually is going to join me tomorrow night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Gil. He watches. He doesn't normally watch live, but he watches the day after, like when he gets up, because he does
Yep.
afternoon drive in Atlantic City. So he'll watch the show and he'll be like, "Yeah, you give me ideas for stuff," and I'm like, "I do." Exactly.
welcome.
What is that? He liked the cheap segment we did.
Okay.
Couple
We can
nights
come up
ago.
with some more stuff like that.
You didn't follow back to Vince, a fellow Delco native? Oh my God. What a
I didn't see
dick.
it. I am a dick. That's fine. I'll admit it. I'll admit it.
Yes, Little Giants. Yes, the at the end when they come back. Yes, I cried at it. Yes, I did. All right. Everybody have a good night. Subscribe at John Marks Media. Follow Delco Steve for his date tomorrow night. And we will talk to you tomorrow at 9 o'clock.